toes down again. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful shot right there.
It's interesting how I was really open-minded to it at first, and the more we got into it, the more I was like, oh, is this? Because the more I started to overthink it, I was like, is this weird? Is this really weird? Like, am I going to see myself on like, there's a video of me on the internet where I'm getting, like, my feet smelled in the park, and then you
Well, yeah, it's going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, it's going to be on that. You got a lot of followers there.
29,000 now.
Hi, 29,000. I think it's one of those things where if you make it weird, it's weird. You know?
Yeah, okay.
If someone on the internet is going to make it a gross thing, that's on them. That's not on me. And I don't feel like that's what happened here today, so.
They look nice.
Is this just a ploy to get to take pictures of my feet?
Is it a ploy?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm
just kidding. I do like this freckle that I have on the bottom of my foot.
Where?
There.
Oh, you got a little freckle. Hold your foot up like that. Now scrunch your feet down, toes down. All right, that should be good. Perfect. Perfect.
It felt good.
You feel good?
Yeah, your mouth felt nice.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just like thinking about what I'm going to tell my roommates later when I get home.
Okay.
I guess if someone's more shy, maybe wouldn't do it like in a public park.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
I don't care.
I actually like that you're doing something about it,
Mhm.
and even with the whole camera thing,
Yeah.
because that can kind of make a little like some people shy too. So at the same time, you guys are both
Yeah.
getting out of your comfort zone together.
That way you can put the camera on me.
That's embarrassing.
Alright, I don't call it a fetish. Because a fetish is like when a guy is like only obsessed with feet and that's it.
I mean,
You know?
but there's some people that they'll look at feet and they like to have women that have nice feet. But
Yeah.
it's not really all about like
Touching them and all that.
and all that. Yeah.
What did you think about that experience? What just happened?
Well, it's my first experience.
First experience
I've
what?
never, had anybody kiss and lick my feet.
Okay.
So, you know,
Was
it
it?
felt good.
It felt good?
I still feel a little awkward about it, just because I've never done it before.
Okay.
Or had anyone do it before. I didn't see. You weren't even nervous at all. You felt comfortable. So
Okay.
I think you're doing good.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So, how did we get to this moment just now?
I was walking out of my class that I just had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
And
what
then you
happened?
asked me if you could interview me for a YouTube channel
Yeah, exactly.
about feet and mental health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, why did you say yes?
I have nothing else to do right now.
All right. Awesome. So, what do you think about the subject? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I mean, I don't really see how they go together. It's kind of random.
So, when you think of mental health, what comes to mind?
Like anxiety and like depression.
Okay.
Yeah, something that's like not really spoken about.
Okay. Why don't you think it's spoken about a lot?
I think it makes people uncomfortable based
Yeah.
on like how much they're exposed to it.
Okay. Have you ever dealt with any type of anxiety or depression?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
There's like a bug. Sorry.
No worries. So, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about feet?
Like shoes.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Just shoes?
Yeah.
So why did you, when I told you about feet, you kind of like flinched a little bit?
Well, it's like the image popped up, like just a bunch of feet, and I was like, ugh.
So why is that your reaction though?
I don't know. It's just like, you know, people have feet like foot fetish. Like
Mhm.
that's a little weird. So
Yeah.
that's just what I correlate it to.
Why is it weird?
I don't know. It just feels really personal. Like, don't look at my feet. Like, I don't know.
You don't like people looking at your feet?
No.
Even if they think they're beautiful?
I think someone who thinks my feet are beautiful is a little weird.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know. It's like there's so many other things to like compliment
But
about
it's still
a
a
person.
part of you.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So what's the worst that can happen when someone's saying, oh, you have pretty feet or sexy feet?
I'd be a little weirded out. I'd be like, okay, thanks.
I wonder where that comes from. Did you have a bad experience like with your feet? Someone made fun of you or anything?
I always had really weird tan lines because like I'd wear different shoes, so like my foot would like range in like shades, but
Okay.
not
So-
like traumatizing.
So no one ever made fun of you for that?
My sisters, but like
Your
that's
sisters.
about it.
Okay. So let me tell you how the two connect. Do you have a therapist?
I wish.
You
No,
wish?
Yeah.
Okay. So my therapist taught me dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT. Are you familiar with that?
Sounds familiar, but I can't really put something to it.
Yeah. The other one is called cognitive behavioral therapy. You might have heard of that one. But with DBT, it's all about emotion regulation. So let's say someone is suffering from anxiety, like a fear of approaching strangers, meeting new people. Okay? With DBT, they'll tell you to go out and actually meet people. Like force yourself, push yourself out of your comfort zone. And then when you experience meeting that person and you start to feel uncomfortable and weird and, anxious, you're supposed to do a self-assessment and ask yourself, okay, in this situation, what I'm feeling, does it fit the facts of the situation? You have to analyze the situation, see, okay, is there a threat to my life? Is there a threat to my safety? Is there a threat to my health? If not, then you need to embrace the moment and apply what they call opposite action. Act opposite to those uncomfortable feelings and embrace the moment and think positively about them and apply mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about living the present moment non-judgmentally. Don't think about bad past experiences where you got rejected, or don't think that this person's going to reject me in the future, because that's what leads to anxiety, and thinking someone rejected me in the past, so I'm not going to approach this one, that's what leads to depression. So mindfulness is living the moment. So when she taught me that, I came up with an idea for a YouTube channel. See, unlike you, when you think of feet, you kind of like flinch. When I think of women's feet, I like women's feet. I think they're attractive. Well, some women who have pretty feet have attractive feet. So there are a lot of guys out there who feel the same way, but some guys may be uncomfortable expressing it. So I do these YouTube videos for them to see me applying DBT and expressing the likeness or affinity for feet, to see how women react to it, so they can get different perspectives and different perceptions, so they can like cope ahead of time and see what to expect when talking about this subject.
Okay.
Right. You see how the two connect now? Does
A
it make
little
sense?
bit, yeah.
What's missing?
I don't know. It's just like I'm more of a visual person, so
Yeah.
like verbal things I don't really process that well in the moment. I have
Okay.
to like actually have like a graph and like stuff
Oh,
like
okay.
that. Yeah, I'm like a visual person. So like
Okay.
what you said kind of just stuck, but it also just like went.
What's confusing? Can you ask? What needs clarification?
Well, like probably everything. Like I really just need it like on like words or something. I'm really bad at like processing something. That's
Okay,
been
do you get the
said.
fact that I find women's feet attractive?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Do you get the fact that other guys like women's feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you understand like why some guys might be hesitant to tell women that?
Well, yeah, cause like it's like, yeah, I understand why.
Okay. So do you understand like why I'm doing this YouTube channel?
Yeah, to like help them like realize the woman's different perspective.
Exactly. Yeah. You
So
got
that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh.
So, as far as your own feet, how do you feel? See, now I want to switch it on you now and apply some DBT. How do you feel about your own feet? Do you think they're pretty?
I mean, I've seen prettier feet.
Okay. There's always going to be a bigger fish. There's always going to be someone who's more handsomer or more prettier than you are. But what do you appreciate about your own feet?
That they let me walk
Okay.
and do
Aesthetically, what do you think about aesthetically?
stuff like that.
If a guy who's into feet, liked feet, what would he say about your feet that he would like?
They're like normal, I guess.
Normal? What's normal?
Well, like,
Like, let me give you some examples. You have like a nice arch.
no, I have flat feet.
You have flat feet?
Yes.
What about your toes? Are like the big toe longer than your the rest of your toes?
I didn't think so.
How about this?
Well, they go like that.
How about this? Oh yeah, you got like the cell phone bar?
Kinda, yeah.
Like all the toes go up?
Like, not like that, but like.
Okay, how about this? Can you take your shoes and socks off and so we can appreciate your feet and I can
No.
tell you what I like about your feet?
No,
No? Why not?
I don't like showing people my feet. I don't even wear sandals. I wear socks and sandals.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so can we apply some DBT with you and push? I mean, would it be a threat to your well-being?
Yes.
To show you really?
Yes.
Why?
I just don't like them, and like the fact that it's on camera and like it's supposedly going on a YouTube channel, that's like a little too far.
Really?
Yeah.
That's too much for you to
Yeah.
handle? All right. No worries. Okay then. Well, wrapping things up. What did you think about the experience?
I've never really done it, so first time.
Okay. Was it a pleasant experience?
Yeah.
Do you have any critiques or suggestions that could have made it better?
No.
No?
No.
All right. No worries. Any parting words?
Follow me on Instagram. I'm just kidding.
You want to give your Instagram out?
No, it's okay.
All right. No worries. All right. Take care.
Okay, bye.
I thought it was interesting, and I think you helped me realize that there are like automatic thoughts that came to my head that was stopping me from doing certain things in life, like you licking my feet. And I had to actually think about the questions, like why do I think that's inappropriate? Where did I learn that from? Are there any negative outcomes? So that was pretty thought-provoking for me.
Yeah.
I think you work great with what you got in the moment, and that's very important when approaching a stranger, to not be weird about it, but just say, like, the other person cannot read your mind. So just be assertive and say in a very polite manner, of course, what you would like, and then the rest is left to the universe. If that person is open or not, that's not your problem. That's the other person.
10.
It was at a 10? Really? And so where are you at right now?
I'm like a 3.
At a 3? Wow.
Really good.
Wow.
Really good.
So me smelling and lick your feet decreased your anxiety.
Yes.
Boom. Boom. I should get a Nobel Peace Prize for
Yes,
that.
you should.
Yeah, for real.
Okay,
All
I
right.
gotta give you something. I love it.
You loved it?
I don't regret it. Like, I'm glad you came to me to do the interview. It's a really good thing. Keep going.
Okay.
Don't stop. And if you have anxiety, come get your feet licked and kissed.
Ready? All right. So how did we get to this moment?
I was studying and you came up to me.
And what did I come up to you for?
To have an interview about feet and mental illnesses.
Right. Well, not mental illness, mental health.
Mental health.
We want to focus on being healthy and well. We don't want to focus on being ill.
Alright.
All right. So,
Sorry.
no worries, no worries. What comes to your mind when you think about those two subjects?
Mental health.
Yeah. And feet.
I think of growth. I think of a void as well.
A void? A void? What do you mean by void?
Well, mental health, right? And I don't know, like your mind is just this very big and vast place, and if you kind of stay in the depths too long, I guess you could be taken into the void. But at the same time, if you look on the positive side of things, I guess, then you can grow, right? You can learn to not, I guess, drown in those depths.
Okay. So then when you think of feet, what comes to mind?
What comes to mind? I think of my neighbor shoving her feet in my face when I was a child.
Really? That's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yep, that is.
So what has that done for you? That
I hate
experience?
feet.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, no.
I hate feet now.
So when that happened, you hated feet. Why when that experience happened, you now hate feet?
Because I don't want people's feet to be shoved in my face.
Okay.
I don't know, feet touch the ground, they're
Right.
gross. And
How old were you when this happened?
I moved in there when I was 4. Probably happened up until I was like 11.
Oh, okay.
So a minute.
Oh, it happened. It was recurring?
Yeah, it was recurring. It was an often thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was he or she?
It was a she.
It was a she. She just got a kick out of putting her foot in your face?
We'd just be playing with worms, and next thing you know, there's a big toe in my face. So that's always cool.
Wow. Okay. How do you feel about your own feet?
I don't really think much of them. They're just feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like maintain them? Do you like the pedicures?
I'm ticklish, so no.
No.
How
How often do you wear like open toe shoes?
Not very often if I don't have to, but that's also because I don't trust my motor skills in my feet, and so closed-toe shoes keep it all intact.
Gotcha. Okay. So now, do you see? Okay, how would you connect the mental health subject to the feet subject, based upon everything you just explained?
Feet is an instrument for walking and moving and going, and if you pay attention, I guess, if I'm going to guess, I don't know, if you just keep going and moving, then your mental health is going to be better because you're going to keep going and moving.
All right. So let me give you my interpretation of how the two connect together.
Okay.
All right. So do you have a therapist?
I used to.
You used to? Okay. Did your therapist ever teach you dialectical behavioral therapy?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. So DBT for short. So let's say someone is suffering from anxiety, like a fear of approaching strangers, a fear of meeting people. With DBT, it's all about emotion regulation. So they will advise you to go out and actually meet people. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. It's like exposure therapy almost. And then when you start to feel those anxious feelings, those uncomfortable feelings, you do a self-assessment and you ask yourself, okay, in this situation, my fears, my anxieties, is it justified by the facts of the situation? Like, is there a threat to my safety? Is there a threat to my health? Is there a threat to my well-being? If not, then you apply what they call opposite action.
Opposite action.
Yeah, and you just act opposite to what those emotions want you to do. So those emotions that want you to withdraw, you engage instead. And then you apply mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about living in the present moment, non-judgmentally. You don't think about bad experiences that happened in the past, like maybe a time when you were rejected, because that's what leads to depression. And you don't think about bad experiences that may happen in the future, like this person's going to reject me, because that's what leads to anxiety. So instead you focus on the present moment and you think of a positive outcome that's going to happen in that present moment. And this is how you get the most out of life, and this is how you'll be able to have a happier life rather than dwelling on, like you said, that void of
Things you can't control.
Things that you can't control, you know. So when my therapist taught me that, you know, and I studied it and I came up with an idea as it relates to feet. Unlike you, who has a repulsion to feet, I've always had an attraction to women's feet. Okay? So I was thinking, you know what? There are a lot of guys out there that are attracted to women's feet, but they may have issues expressing that, you know, because of stigmas maybe associated with it. So with DBT, you're supposed to keep like a diary of your like encounters and, you know, your experiences. So I said, I'm gonna do a YouTube channel. That's when I document my experiences through video, and I'm gonna interview women to see, you know, what's your ideas, or what do you think about feet, and what do you think about guys that like women's feet? So guys can basically, what's the term called? They could cope ahead of time by seeing different behaviors and seeing different perceptions and seeing different perspectives from women of how they view guys that like women's feet. Okay? What do you think about that?
No, I think it's a good experiment or like way of life. No, it's solid. It's all planned.
All right, so what do you think about guys that are attracted to women's feet?
I don't really have an opinion. You're not harming me or anybody mentally or physically. I don't really give a fuck what you're doing.
Yeah. So a guy, how would you think about a guy who would want to give you like a foot massage? Take you to a nail salon, get your feet pampered?
That would be really nice, but again, I'm ticklish, and I've definitely, let's say, almost have kicked the lady that was giving me a pedicure.
You're that ticklish?
Yeah, so I would probably like maybe just like an at-home one, if anything.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha. How do you feel about your feet? What do you like about your feet aesthetically?
what do I like about my feet?
Yeah, aesthetically.
Keeps me afloat.
Okay. What about aesthetically? Like some women have high arches, some women have flat feet, some women have like dainty, long feet, skinny feet. Some have that hourglass figure in their feet that I like. Some women have Egyptian toes, where the big toe is longer than the rest of the toes, and it curves down like the cell phone bar.
Oh, I see.
And then some women have like, or some people in general, have Greek toes, where the second toe is the longest toe out of all the toes.
toe?
Yeah, that's Greek toes.
Egyptian toes
And
and
Egyptian
Greek
toe.
toes.
Then you have the beggar's
Something
toe.
new. Wow.
The beggar's
There's
toe.
A whole
Yeah, the beggar's toe is like where all the it's like a square, so all the toes are almost like the
Square.
same length.
Oh, I see.
You
A
know?
beggar's toe.
Beggar's toe. And then
Cool.
there's some other variations that I'm not, but those are like the three main ones that I know of.
Okay.
So what do you have?
I would say I have a birthmark on my left foot. I used to hate it as a kid, and I don't know, I've just kind of grown to be like, can't do anything about it, so why not love it?
Okay. Can we see your feet? Can I see your
No.
feet and like see what I like about them?
Mm-mm.
No?
No,
Why not?
because that's just like, it's on spot. Like, there's nothing to
I know,
hide,
it's on
but
the
it
spot.
is. I know it's on spot and everything you said, and I'm not taking it into action.
See, I do this in order to see also if the woman can also apply DBT in the moment.
Yeah.
Live in the present moment and just enjoy the experience.
I can
You know?
enjoy the moment from afar.
What do you mean?
Like, not physically really put myself into it, I guess, into the situation.
Okay, but would it be better for you to
No.
actually put yourself into the situation?
Oh, yeah.
You said would or wouldn't?
It would.
So why not do it? So why do it? Why not do it? So do
I
it.
put myself into the situation by saying yes to your interview, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But doing this will take it to another level. Are you enjoying the experience right now?
I am.
Is it a pleasant experience?
Not
So
shabby.
I think it'll be a more pleasant experience for us to see your feet and be able to be able to appreciate your feet and tell you what I like about your feet, so you can be more grateful about your feet and maybe have a better viewpoint of feet rather than the negative viewpoint you have of feet because of what your cousin used to do to you in the past.
Nope, I think I'm gonna stick it to the first baby step and leave it at that.
Okay. What about just with your socks on?
With my socks on,
Yeah.
sure, why not? I guess that
Oh,
can't hurt.
that's another baby step.
That's another baby step.
Let's wrap it up.
Alright.
What did you think of this experience?
Pretty snazzy. Yep.
Pretty snazzy.
Mhm.
Was it a pleasant experience?
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything about the experience that could have been better? Do you have any critiques, any suggestions, recommendations? No? Okay. Thank you very much. Any parting words?
Listen to the birdies and smile more, I guess.
Okay. All right, we'll take that then. All right, well, take care. Thank you very much.
Thank you, you as well.
Bye-bye. And that is it.
I met a beautiful stranger that is in a very curious path with his own journey between feet and mental health.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just embraced this new opportunity to experience something new.
It was pleasant.
It was pleasant.
Was that the first time you've ever had that much attention to your feet?
Ever in my life, yes.
And was it good?
It was good.
It was good?
It was amazing.
It was amazing?
Yeah, organic.
It was organic.
Well, I take it back.
You've never experienced it before, but you allowed me to do it.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I'm a stranger, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
I mean, here we are, two strangers. Nothing, we're not in any danger than what we were 30 minutes ago or now. Yeah, I think because for whatever reason I felt that you're coming from a good place. And like I said, I respect the fact that you're embracing this side of you. So why not be a part of it? It's a learning experience for you. It's a learning experience for me. I'm always open to learn. So I learned something new today. Luck to you in this beautiful journey. Wish you the best.
Thank you very much for that experience because
Yeah, you're welcome.
it left me. I mean, that's the whole purpose of my channel, is to try to like find something that people can enjoy, which can be an alternative to medication.
Yeah.
You know, because some people are taking antidepressants, and I try to figure out ways to use holistic medicine. Going to the beach, walking out. That's why the pleasant lists that I talk about, they give you like 50 things, 100 things to do that you can get enjoyment out of. So this is what I'm doing right now. The recording, interaction, and the enjoyment of the feet, that's a part of it. So that's just to give you some insight.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
So I hope you're getting some pleasure out of this as well.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Just so relaxed.
You're so relaxed?
We met, I was open to that interaction, and it just has evolved.
Mm-hmm. Evolution. Not devolution, but evolution. You're ready.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? All right, so how do we get to this moment just now?
I was sitting here and then you came up.
Yeah.
And asked if I would like to be interviewed.
Exactly. And what's the interview about?
Mental health.
And what else?
Did you say feet?
Yeah,
Okay.
your feet, yeah. So what do you think about this subject matter?
Mental health or
Both of them.
I don't know how they're related.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
But what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of mental health?
Like maybe people not knowing how to reach out if they're struggling
Okay,
or asking for help.
okay. That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
And what about feet?
My shoes.
Your shoes?
That's the first thing I would think of.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have a therapist?
I don't.
You don't? Okay. So my therapist taught me something called DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Okay. So let's say someone is suffering from anxiety, like a fear of approaching people, meeting new people. With DBT, it's all about emotion regulation. So they will advise you to go out and actually meet people, push yourself out of your comfort zone to the point where you start to feel those uncomfortable feelings, okay? And then when you start to feel them, you do a self-assessment. And you ask yourself, in this situation, you know, what's the worst that could happen? Is there a threat to my life? Is there a threat to my safety? If not, then you apply opposite action. Instead of withdrawing, you engage with the person, okay? And you think of a positive outcome. You apply mindfulness. That's all about living in the present moment and not thinking about bad experiences from the past or bad experiences that may happen in the future, okay? So when she taught me that, I came up with an idea. I said, I'm going to start a YouTube channel that's going to address the issue of guys who are attracted to women's feet.
Okay.
They find beauty in women's feet,
Okay.
because I'm one of those guys as well. And so some guys may have difficulty expressing that. So I do these videos and I interview different women to see what your perspective is on your feet in general and how you feel about guys that like women's feet.
Okay.
You see the connection now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't think about that a lot.
What do you think about the concept that I just told you though?
The mental health part, or
Both, you know, the foundation of the YouTube channel.
I think that's interesting.
Okay.
Very like unique.
Okay. How do you feel about your own feet?
I don't know.
You don't know?
They're okay, I guess.
You think they're pretty?
I don't know.
You don't know? Have you ever been complimented?
Not on my feet, I don't think.
You don't think? What do you like about your feet? Aesthetically.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Okay, can we create a positive experience
out of this?
about your feet? Yeah.
Sure.
Can we see your feet?
I'm not gonna take my shoes off
Why not?
because I don't feel comfortable doing that.
You don't?
No.
Why don't you feel comfortable doing that?
I don't know. I just would rather not.
Okay. You see why I'm asking these questions though?
Yeah.
With the DBT?
Yes.
So you feel uncomfortable about it. So in this moment right now, what's the worst that could happen of you taking your shoes and socks off?
I guess nothing, but I'd rather not. But
You'd rather not.
I do see how it's related.
Okay. Now, if I were to apply DBT in that moment, from your perspective, it would be like, okay, can I imagine a positive outcome in me doing this? Because DBT is all about getting the most out of life and like trying to embrace the moment and trying to embrace things positively. Unless there's like a real threat, unless it's like a dangerous situation, you know? So you choosing to rather not than rather would, what's making you go with not? Curious.
I think just like comfort and like yeah, I think
Just comfort? Can we push you out of your comfort zone?
I'm not sure. Maybe not right now.
Okay,
but,
well, how about if you just take your shoes off, keep your socks on? Baby steps.
I guess. Like
So wrapping things up, what did you think about this experience?
it's definitely different.
It's different?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever been like interviewed out of just that at random.
Really? Was it a pleasant experience?
I would say so.
Okay, that's good. Was there anything about the interview that could have been better? Do you have any critiques, suggestions, or recommendations?
Not necessarily.
No?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm happy that you participated.
Sure.
Thank you for your time and energy. Any parting words?
Well, thanks for coming up to me.
Yeah. No worries. Thank you for accepting.
Of course.
All right. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
I said yes because I'm actually working in the mental health field. I'm in a doctoral program for clinical psychology.
Okay.
So anything mental health related is kind of my forte. So I'm willing to help out with anything regarding that.
Good. Are you familiar with dialectical behavioral therapy?
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, with what I'm learning right now through my doctoral program, I think that what you're doing is excellent because it really gets yourself out there, and it's a form of like a therapeutic process for you. Assertive or anything.
Okay.
You went ahead and you touched my feet, you smelled my feet, you really got into how they felt, how they smell. You really got to know my feet. I wasn't uncomfortable, surprisingly. It was a new experience for me. I've never had that done to me before, but I wouldn't say it was creepy or anything. It wasn't unpleasant.
Was it pleasant?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
I like helping people out. I was curious to know what you were doing and like what your purpose of wanting to, look at my feet was. So
Yeah.
I was curious. I'm glad to be a part of like what your purpose of filming this was, and I think it was a good experience for me to change my perspective of a comment from a previous guy that was creepy about my feet to one that was more like enlightening and not creepy at all. So
you said something about feet.
Right. Right.
I guess we're going to talk about feet today.
Yeah, and mental health as well.
And mental health, which is so interesting because I happen to be a therapist.
You're a therapist.
Yes.
Excellent.
I'm a therapist.
Awesome. Are you familiar with dialectical behavioral
I'm
therapy?
actually trained and certified in CBT, which is the grandfather or the father of DBT. It's called exposure.
Exactly.
You have a great therapist.
Yes. Yes.
Let her know I said it.
Okay. So I decided instead of documented by paper to create a YouTube channel.
Oh, yay, therapy.
Yeah.
CBT,
Yeah. And documented by video.
I love this. I love everything that you've said. I think the way that your therapist and you have found a way to turn something that can be seen as negative into something that's positive and productive and helping others. So I think that's what we can do with any challenge that we might have or something that we might think is weird or odd about us. The great thing is that we're all a little weird and we're supposed to embrace that. 2 weeks, so
Yeah, they look
supposed to go
very
tomorrow.
nice.
Wish you would have caught me on a side, but what can we do?
I'm glad you're living in the moment.
I am also a person that struggled with anxiety in the past, and CBT and DBT also helped me heal my anxiety. So I know that when we have any sort of anxiety, it's sending us to the past or to the past where something bad happened or the future where we think something bad is going to happen. So mindfulness just reminds us to just go with the flow, that there's an intelligence to the universe and that there's a flow, and it's beautiful. Because I was just taking my walk and this has been an awesome experience. Yeah, I need to work on I think this is a message for me.
There you go.
I need to work on my YouTube.
There you go. Work on that YouTube.
Yeah.
And who knows, you have very nice feet.
Do I?
You shouldn't, whatever you do, integrate your feet into it. Serious.
Oh my God.
You should.
It's time for an OnlyFans.
From beginning to end.
I loved it. It feels so awesome. So anyone who's looking to find ways to reduce their anxiety or whatever they're going through, I think being in the moment and finding ways to take whatever you're dealing with and turn it into something beautiful and helpful and purposeful, it's amazing. I'm here for it.
Okay. Excellent. Coming from a therapist, that's very good feedback. I really appreciate you for that. All right. Well, thank you very much. So, do you have a therapist?
Yes,
You
and
do?
I am a therapist. First off, hats off to you for knowing all your DBT skills, your
Okay.
opposite action, emotion regulation.
Mm-hmm.
I think you doing a video about it is fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
and I commend you for taking this head on. And I think it's a great conversation starter about important topics. So I think there's a lot of relaxation that comes with it, with reflexology and all of that. So I see the benefits of it. I think media and fetishes and the way that those have been perceived is what kind of makes me cringe about it sometimes.
I'm ready.
You ready? All right. So how do we get to this moment just now?
We just met.
Right. And what did I stop you for?
Excuse me?
What did I stop you for?
Oh, to interview me for
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. What's the subject matter about?
Mental health, I believe.
Yeah. And what else? There's 2 things.
My feet.
Yeah. There you
okay.
go. All right. So why did you say yes to the interview?
I don't know. It was random. I have time.
All right. Awesome. So what do you think about the subject matter being about mental health and feet?
I feel it's a little weird. 'Cause
It's
they
weird?
don't really get
Okay.
along.
Let's deal with them each one by one. What do you think about, or what comes to mind when you think of mental health?
Honestly, for me, I know people that are like, oh, like mental health above everything. But for me, it's not that important. I don't know if that's
Why is
bad.
that?
I don't know. I prefer like for school and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I would rather cry for like an hour and get good grades
Yeah.
rather than like.
Is there too much sun on your face? We need to be in the shade a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is that
Probably
better?
like a bad.
Well, though, it's good for me because the lighting, but
Okay.
I don't want the sun to be too much. You can get as much as you want on the side.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. So you say like crying for an hour and that's it? That's how you
Yeah,
cope
it's-
with stress?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So what comes to mind when you think of feet?
Feet,
Mm-hmm.
shoes. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
All right. So let me make the connection between the two. So do you have a therapist?
No, I don't.
Okay. So my therapist taught me something called DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. Have you heard of that before?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So let's say, for instance, someone is suffering from anxiety, like a fear of approaching people, meeting new people. With DBT, it's all about emotion regulation. Emotion regulation. So they will advise you to go out and approach people, like push yourself to get out of your comfort zone. And then when you start to feel those anxious feelings, you do a self-assessment and you ask yourself, in this present moment, what's the worst thing that could happen to me? Okay, is there a threat to my life? Is there a threat to my safety? Is there a threat to my health or well-being? If not, then you apply what they call opposite action and you engage with the person instead of withdraw from the person. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, in addition, you're supposed to apply mindfulness. So mindfulness is all about living in the present moment, non-judgmentally, thinking positively about every moment, and not thinking about past bad situations, you know, like you being rejected by someone, because that's what leads to depression. And you don't think about future events that may be negative, because that's what leads to anxiety. You live in the present moment and you think positively. So that's what she taught me. And when she explained that to me, a light bulb went in my head. I said, I have a good idea for a YouTube channel. I'm going to make a YouTube channel that's going to address guys who are attracted to women's feet.
You like
Okay.
my feet?
Huh?
You like my feet?
Do I like your feet?
Yeah, or why did you approach me?
Oh, because you're just someone I wanted to get your perspective. That's what I want to explain. My YouTube is for helping guys get over anxiety about the issue of like being attracted to feet, because some guys might associate that with a negative stigma, like foot fetishes and things like that.
Oh yeah.
And so what I'm trying to do is I interview different women to see what your perspective and what your perception is of your own feet and how you feel about guys that like women's feet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. What do you think about that?
I don't really care for my feet. They're just there.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you like about your feet?
Not much.
Aesthetically. If a guy who likes feet saw your feet, what would he say about your feet that are pretty?
I think they're average. I don't think they're pretty,
Okay.
but they're not ugly either.
All right. So how are your toes aligned? Like, do you have like a big toe that's longer than the rest of your
It's like-
toes, or your second
like
toe is
this.
longer? It's like what?
Like it's not. They're not straight. It's like a little. It's like the big toe is big, and then the
The other
How about
one
this?
is a
Can we
little
see them?
smaller. No.
You don't
I'm
want to show
sorry.
them?
No.
Why not?
I don't feel comfortable.
You don't feel comfortable? Why? Why don't you feel comfortable?
Because I don't know you. I just.
Okay, so I'm a stranger, right? So in this present moment, because now this is where I get to flip the DBT onto you to see if you can practice it. In this present moment, like, can you think of a positive experience in showing your feet to a stranger?
No.
You can't? You don't want to? Why is that? It's very
I don't
interesting.
see how that could benefit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't see how it would benefit you. Okay. Can you imagine a way that it could benefit you?
Not really.
Gotcha. All right. No worries. So wrapping things up, what did you think about this experience and this like
I think it was
informational?
a bit weird, unexpected.
Weird and
Yeah.
unexpected. Was it pleasant?
It was okay.
It was okay. Pleasant or unpleasant?
Pleasant.
It was pleasant?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So is there anything about the interview that could have been better? You have any critiques? You have any suggestions, modifications I should make?
Not really.
No?
No.
Okay. All right then. No worries. Thank you for your participation, your time,
You're
and energy.
welcome.
Any parting words?
No. Just good luck.
All right. Thank you. Take care.